Time for us to get underway with James Devmarter Stewart and I don't know Pengu's first and last. So first, Pengu last.
Nicholas Morrison.
Thank you.
How do you not know Nicholas
Thank you.
Morrison? Hi, I'm Pengu Nicholas Morrison, and I can't. What was that ad you did? I can't believe anyone could have ever
it's a whole
forgotten
thing.
it.
Yeah, it's a command in the main R6 Twitch stream as well. Exclamation mark Pingu, and it says the whole thing.
This guy, he's got his own command in the Rainbow Six channel. Okay, I see how it is.
For all the wrong reasons, by the way.
Yeah, very, very true. That E-worm that we I just managed to get out of my mind is now stuck back in it again. But let's see what we can put on our minds now. Knock Knock versus NOCAP. Look, a game where, to be frank, the stakes are reasonably low. We've seen Knock Knock fail, unfortunately, to make it into the playoffs, and NOCAP have already solidified their spot. However, there is still room for movement, and especially for NOCAP here, a lot riding on this game in terms of getting back on that horse, keeping that form up high, moving into the playoffs. The team that has only lost to the top two in the league, Bleed and Elevate, to go flawless otherwise by finishing off with a big win here on Skyscraper.
Have fun, LFO?
Looking
What's
for
the
org?
O about?
Let's
Yeah, I was gonna say,
effing go.
I guess so, yeah.
I don't know, let's... But without the G?
No, because is it O, not a G?
Oh,
LFO
because
is
these
strong. Oh, looking
teams
for
are
org, yeah.
both LFO.
Yeah.
I see.
It is. I was thinking that maybe it's the Orgless thing, but I wasn't sure. Is the NOCAP logo like a popsicle with a took a bite out of it?
A little bite
Is that
out of
correct?
it, yeah. That's exactly what it looks like, yeah. These guys
Nice.
did actually have an org in Stage 1, Jalita Esports. I don't know what happened to those guys. But yeah, once again, orgless. Hopefully one day they get picked up. But they might actually have to make it back to an international event before that happens, Pengu. It's been a hell of a long time since these guys went overseas with Elevate.
Back in the day. There was a little tied world record Oregon game against Rogue, I believe it was, on Oregon, yeah?
Yeah.
Mr. Spronigiri.
The GOAT himself.
Yeah,
I think it was
got a lot of praise.
27 or 29 kills?
27, I believe.
The most in a
That's what
single map
my-
at a 6 Invitational ever.
Yeah.
Not half bad.
He was spoken highly of by a lot of people internationally speaking, and I believe he also tried looking for a team in North America at one point, right? In like more recent history.
Yeah, look, he did have a little bit of a, I don't know what it was, a uni exchange or something that he went to Alaska and he was there for a couple of months and he had some time off the game. And now he's going and finishing his uni still back in Thailand. But yeah, I'm not sure if he was ever seriously entertaining offers from overseas. I know he was certainly looking for it a couple of years ago. But it's nice to see all of us biased towards this old Elevate roster. Very happy to see him back with these guys. Unfortunately, they haven't quite had as much success as we were hoping for. They weren't able to hold a candle to Elevate or Bleed. But they did beat Fury, of course. And maybe one day they can be contenders. I mean, realistically, we move into playoffs. What are the chances that they'll actually might be able to take it to Elevate or Bleed in a BO3?
All depends on form. If they're having a good time, I think they can do a lot more than what they've done so far on this stage. And to be honest, I think with NOCAP's situation, I don't think they have done too poorly, right? I mean, are they expected to be beating the top dogs already? I'm not entirely certain about it, but they're doing it close enough of a job to be in that conversation. So in best of threes, anything certainly is possible. But I do think that today up against Knock Knock, even if this doesn't change, anything drastically in terms of standings, I do think NOCAP gotta go out and swing in now, showing us that they do care about this matchup and just end this stage 5-2 on the scoreboard. Otherwise, not gonna have the most confidence going into playoffs.
Should expect a full three-pointer out of this one as we dig into it. Knock Knock on the attacking side, definitely going to be where you expect these teams to struggle a little bit more, but an overpeak perhaps here from Mr. Punch. This is dangerous. Oh, Envy is actually the first one to fall. I'm not exactly sure where Onigiri found that pick. And still, okay, so he's up here in office. We still have that peak going down from Mr. Punch. Knock Knock struggling on these entries already.
One of the hardest things about attacking Skyscraper isn't the execute itself on the bomb side. It's actually getting inside the building and getting that first foothold in the map. So I really like this early aggression from NOCAP, shutting them out, giving them at bay. They get a 1-for-1 trade. Even numbers on Skyscraper always favors defense, and only here gets another.
He does get traded through the wall eventually. However, I don't think Beat will know about it as of yet. This is essentially even numbers, though. You said that still favors defense here, but I don't think NOCAP are going to overextend. And Beats now droned out that Onigiri is, in fact, down. This should be easy for Knock Knock to get in.
Yeah, sacrifice him. It's too risky because, again, if they go for Nigiri and that rescue mission, it doesn't work out, then you no longer have the equal numbers. The reason why Skyscraper favors defense on equal numbers is because there's very few pathways in towards the side. You typically have like 2 or 3 areas, right? You have like the dragon area, the drum area, that's 2 portions, and then you either go geisha or you go back staircase. So as long as you have 2 or 3 defenders alive, you can cover pretty much everything. Top that with some gadgets like the Ela mines, the Grist mods, or the Leash mines or the Ela Grist mods, smoke, Goyo canisters.
Oh!
You're good. Well, what is that?
Really nice shot is what it is. Usually it's extremely hard to take control of drum here, especially when you're going up against an Azami, but Mark somehow gets one tapped. That does open the gates for Knock Knock to start exploring opportunities on this site. And a clutch opportunity now for Scatman as he finds his first. DCH there still to support him, hiding inside a tea room. Scatman's caught in an awkward spot, but he's just going to prone here and wait. He's got some feet holes he can work with as well. As Jittery rounds this corner, the smoke is about to subside. Beat and Jittery separated, not able to support each other, and Scatman likely favored. But Jittery jitters around that corner and finds his shot. They know exactly where DCH is, and Beat gets him with the backstab. And believe it or not, despite being 5v3 down, Knock Knock find the first round.
That is not boding well for NOCAP. Not having the crossfires, not having the synergy, and sacrificing the Asami early by losing the player so easily inside of drum. Are you gonna fall back or are you gonna play aggressive? You have to make that decision. He dies while trying to throw down the keep a barrier. Like, call for backup, rotate somebody over, use a toxic babe, stall things out. There was only 20 seconds left in a 2v2, and neither defending player was actually helping out each other. Skyscraper defense, you have to come out victorious. We're expecting a 4-2 half of defense. At absolute worst, 3-3. So terrible start for NOCAP. They have to sharpen up.
It doesn't bode well. And we did see NOCAP play Bleed on this map, and they looked very rough around the edges. They lost 7-2. But the same can be said for Knock Knock. You know, they played Elevate here and they lost 7-3. So this is a map that both teams are looking to bounce back on after pretty mid-recent experiences on it. It's been a while since NOCAP actually won this map. It was against Rival back in the EWC quals. They've been trying to work on it ever since, I don't doubt it. Perhaps they're just trying to hide it, even moving into the playoffs as well, or hide other maps rather, and just go back to a map they've already played. But you really need a confidence booster here for NOCAP. To be honest, Nick, I feel like we could go to pretty much any map, and I would still back in NOCAP. Like, even Knock Knock's worst map, sorry, Knock Knock's best map versus NOCAP's worst map, I just believe that NOCAP should have the fundamentals to be able to be superior on pretty much any map.
That is what we're expecting. It is, like, from a team fundamental point of view, individually, gun skill, it should be the case. Now again, there is a world in which NOCAP is not too concerned with this match. It's always possible and hard to gauge. See what I can do here though. He's chasing a lot of damage downstairs, 4 health on a Warden early. That's probably the one operator you want to keep alive for as long as possible, because Ying is being caught out by the attack. If Warden falls, those Candelas, they get so much more value, guaranteed, with every single use later on. And Knock Knock, they got a pretty good bomb set execute lineup. They can also go for roam clear if they desire.
At least the VIP wall is now breached. There's a fear from below, got rid of the bandit battery. No juggle from Mr. Punch, Jittery opens it. And now the Warden, already low HP. One bullet here will finish him off, so he needs to be extremely careful. Envy might be able to lock him on down, but smartly, DCH goes and stands in a place where he's not going to be exposed to any of the soft floor. As I say that, he's now run back out again.
That's the beam.
Oh no, that's embarrassing.
Oh no. That's actually really unfortunate.
At least
Oh, it's bait! Don't worry.
I don't think it was a deliberate bait, but it ended up being that way.
No, they're baiting. They're baiting. They're baiting.
Okay.
There we go.
Now a chance to open up the main wall. Mr. Punch. Oh, okay, so Scatman's also going to die through the floor. Beat's been worth his weight in gold, and it forces Scatman to get aggressive. DCH kills him! What is going on for NOCAP?
I think he was trying to make a hole in the wall, and just like literally took out his teammate. Enabled teammate outruns me, perhaps. I don't know. This is falling apart.
Yeah, it really truly is. Low HP on 2 of these attackers, but it doesn't matter because Envy will lock in the round for NOCAP. A convincing one at that. I don't know what's going on here for NOCAP, but Knock Knock are absolutely knocking them about.
It goes from the Deimos can't find where to destroy the floor to them getting 2 kills off the vertical to a team kill. Breach gets opened up and then the round is just over. It's difficult with NOCAP because I feel like they're playing 2 different sides right now. One part of them, they're playing very aggressive. They're swinging every gunfight that they see. Like, for example, DCH's 5-minute Warden there early on. But the other half of the roster, being super far back on the bomb side, not really wanting to take any risks. Either from NOCAP, they got a full send, full commit together, or they gotta back off and let the round breathe a little bit. Make Knock Knock work for those walls, work for the entries, and then just, lay down the timer, basically. And
that hatch being open would have opened up more opportunities there for Knock Knock, but you can see the hatch was solid. There wasn't very much vert, nothing prepared by NOCAP. There's a replay of that unfortunate team kill. NOCAP just looked a little bit lost. Like, I don't know what's going on. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed. It's just one of those times where you're like, what on earth are they doing? Like, guys, wake up.
This happened to our 3rd time in a row. And it's time for a technical timeout, I reckon.
Absolutely.
Talk things through, sharpen up. Skyscraper, though, good news is that it has 4 very playable bomb sites. Now, the master bedroom one doesn't get seen all that often, so you should expect it to happen if you're seeing right now. But you can go through the motions. If one doesn't work out, go to the second, go to tertiary. NOCAP still have a chance to win here on the technically harder one for defenders. Holding Geisha, bandit tricking, castle barricade, frost mats. This is them fortifying one position and holding on to it. Now all they gotta do is not overly swing outside and wait for the Maverick to do the work, then choose if they want to fight that Maverick or not.
Oh, there you go. So the Bandit now knows the Maverick is there. I like this play, though, from the attack. They've got that Maverick, and the Thermite peeking through the Maverick holes elsewhere. Onigiri's found his pick, and that Z-Duck's going down. But Mr. Punch is seriously trapped here. His feet were spotted for a brief moment. Beat might be able to find this angle. I don't know how Mr. Punch could possibly get out of this alive.
He's so stuck. The finding kills around him. This is like the perfect bait if this works out. Mr. Punch plays is so smart. He knows he's not the person who has to do anything, just simply stay alive.
He's so dead. How on earth does he survive in this spot? C4 goes out.
He can see him.
He juggled the exothermic charge somehow with the C4. He destroyed it. And now Jittery has to use his last one just to breach open this Geisha wall. Meanwhile, Mr. Punch is doing his best snake impression underneath this window, just waiting for someone to jump in. The breach has gone out. The jump in straight into the frost mat, and into Mr. Punch's waiting arms, looking for more. He gets aggressive. There's B taken down. All up to rhymes with Bark, and he's going to have to go nuclear 1v4. What a peculiar round for Knock Knock. NOCAP, I don't know what they were doing there, but it worked.
I love that, though, the confidence in saying, guys, I am dead. I need you to help me. And every single defender came to his rescue, and they made it work. Turned a bad scenario into a good one. Should be done and dusted. Benria mine, C4 goes out, crossfires established. There is no way in.
At least he's found one. And there you go. Straight to the frost mat. But, there we go. Shot through the floor from Scatman. And there's the first round on the board for NOCAP. Again, a very strange round, but one that they'll take regardless.
It's just so puzzling, honestly. Skyscraper is one of those maps where there's a lot of things you gotta do. The breaching, the roam clear, the bombs that execute, the plant. It's gonna be hard to get the perfect operators for every single plan. Like, had they had a capital, had they had a set of grenades, they could have easily dealt with Mr. Punch or forced him to move and then shoot him from the window, for example. But they didn't have anything like that. Yeah, they got the Grim, they can know where he is, but they kind of already knew that. They just couldn't do anything about it. They couldn't do any verticality because that's where the bomb set is, downstairs inside of the kitchen. So maybe on the attacking side, look at bringing at least one way to disrupt any of those kind of strong corner positions. Nades, for example. The Striker, the recruit operator, could be a great addition to the roster. It's always secure that you get some sort of destruction. Or it could be for home clear, we'll see. Rhymes with Buck is going through the motions right now of operators.
Yeah, he's actually settling on Twitch, it seems. No mirror. So I assume he's just looking to counter the traps, like the Legion mines, the Ele mines. Yeah. You talked about nades. We finally do have the Deimos. Saw it in, I believe it was the first round as well. Maybe it was the second. Don't mind the Deimos pick. We've talked so much about Deimos in our cast recently. I'm kind of just a Deimos simp at this point. This map, it can be good, but I also don't mind a Dokkaebi pick, especially because flashes are really good on Skyscraper, or a lot of angles you just want to flash and peek. But to me, the win condition here, or the improvement I want to see from NOCAP in this round, Pengu, is Mark should not be dying so early in drum. Like, he should be able to hold on to that position for the majority of this round.
I mean, hold on to it. As soon as you just fall back and say, you know what, you can have drum in the 3-on-3, I'll happily give it to you. Or when you play the 4v4 and the 5v5, for example, that's when you gotta fight for more map control. You can't just play on the bomb site in those two rooms. NOCAP are falling back very early this time. Less than 60 seconds burned, and on Knock Knock already in the building office. Already forced back, I believe, all the defenders. So a really good pace here. And NOCAP also building up all their elements early in the round, meaning won't be available later on.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Flank watch from the Nomad. We also got a couple of drones spaced out around the map, and the team's flicking through them. Nice way to clear out that Keeper barrier as well here at Shrine. Ooh, careful not to overpeak. You don't want to face this ARX. NOCAP are hoping that Knock Knock will move forward, and Mr. Punch could be able to find this kill, but he's about to be drones. Strange seeing so many Ela picks, by the way. Not historically such a great operator at the moment. That gun, certainly not one of the best out there, and the mine's not hugely impactful as we see the Twitch coming through and clearing out even more of this trap utility.
Bit of disaster here for the attackers. Maybe there. Onigiri swings out, finds 2 picks actually. That might stop the entire push.
I know Onigiri was earlier in Terrace. I think, okay, so he might not have actually stayed in his hiding spot in Terrace. He might have moved back into Drum when he found those kills. Zdux finds one. Overswing from Mr. Punch is punished. Maybe way back into it here for Knock Knock. Onigiri has managed to fall back into Drum as well. And it really is up to Envy to find this pick. The drone out. Onigiri on that lesion. Spots him. He's got that position with the Keeper barriers. Onigiri just falls on back. This is what we wanted to see.
Yeah. Like, play the numbers, get the crossfires, make Knock Knock work the time. Alright, 20 seconds. Yeah, you can give them drum. It doesn't matter anymore. They gotta brute force everything right now. Little time. Toxic Babe's going out. One final one as well. So one doorway. That one actually is right. 1B. Constantly pass on through. They're forced into like this drum door.
Yeah, and Onigiri is going to cash them on this rotation through that Geisha position. Easy as you like for Onigiri. Massive 4K for him on the rounds. And a pretty open and shut case in favor of NOCAP. After the first 2 rounds look pretty dismal, they're back on top of things. And in the driver's seat to win out this half.
Looking better and better, but still a little bit concerning with how fast they give up map control for Knock Knock. If NOCAP expected or assumed or even knew that Knock Knock can't quite problem solve the bomb side, it does make a lot of sense, however, to fall back as early as possible and play the numbers. And Knock Knock literally just got stuck. Onigiri, we didn't see the 2K that happened on screen, but I think he just swung out aggressively, had a good read, had a good maybe sound cue or something like that. Now that NOCAP are no longer trolling with the team kills and the early deaths and stuff like that, it's looking a lot better for them. But this bomb site right here, office bomb site, that's where things were really going the wrong way for NOCAP, with their blatantly trolling with the team kill, where they, you know, didn't really hold anything together. DCH spawn peek with Warden. This is going to be that final test, a quote unquote one of the primary bomb sites that should be easy to win. Can you force that wall, Mr. Punch, please? I'll punch hold them. There we go.
5 seconds to insertion. Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Yeah, I do wonder why, as you said, NOCAP aren't really contesting map control that much. Seems very strange. They seem to be maybe giving Knock Knock a little bit too much respect. Not to say that Knock Knock are not a good team, but I mean, NOCAP have really good fraggers on their roster, and I expect them to continue pushing and looking for kills. Mr. Punch does try and make a spawn pick C4 work out, but it doesn't quite land.
Up here. Arsenal's to the Benito. The second stun? No second stun. Just a single one being used. That's a massive risk because the Sophia stun went out so early. It was before the Exterminatus was popped. That means that there is time for a mistake to happen there. Second stun goes out. This time there isn't the second one. The bandit isn't even there anymore. The wall gets opened eventually, but that exothermic charge, you know, being juggled will make the other primary breach much more difficult later on.
Yeah, it's awkward now for NOCAP just because they've taken so long in achieving these simple steps, or what would be simple steps. And there's no clear counter to this mirror window as well. No Ash on the board. The Twitch has been foregone. The Rotera opens up a rotate next to the mirror, but that's not really going to do much. I think is a Selma just going out onto it?
Yeah, Selma is pre-placed, 2 brows on it to answer to slow things down, but Mr. Punch could have rotated over with the bandit, technically speaking. No, don't have that immune gem on it, but they should have at least. But time is okay here. NOCAP can find, they can fall back, play that second line, play inside a dragon, just keep burning down that clock, keep burning out utility, because NOCAP, they don't have much util left.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, at least a couple of flashbangs still to work with. In fact, we haven't seen a single one of those used left, so that's 9 flashes. Air jabs if you want to get creative and use them aggressively. Speaking of flashes, here they come. A direct trade between Onigiri and Rhymes with Buck. But Mark is completely unchecked and unflashed in his position. A C4 to follow. Not going to find any damage onto Z-Dux. Here come the flashes to follow up. Mark has no support. He will go down very quickly. Mr. Punch, meanwhile, gets aggressive elsewhere. Numbers continue trading back, and NOCAP will win that exchange.
A bit messy here. Nice bit of util coming out, but it's, you know, a very dire situation for the attackers. No time, little help to have, no droning. Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, Invi's now in a 1v3, and let's be real, it's not happening. He's not going to win this. NOCAP are playing quite passively. Don't need to give him any 1v1s here. He's hoping to bait out a pick. In goes a C4, it baits him into the vault, and he gets his life taken away. Easy round at the end of it for NOCAP. And a nice way to close up that half. If they are able to win this next round, that's the 4-2 split that Pengu, you said they will be needing. But are they going to be able to do it? I sure hope so. I mean, NOCAP, funnily enough, they decisively lost the first 2 rounds, and then they decisively won the next 4.
Yeah, decisive one way or another, right? I guess that's the bigger
Attackers need to
thing.
locate and defuse bombs.
Don't really know exactly what to expect in this final round, though. The tertiary can be difficult, but last time Mr. Punch single-handedly hid inside of Geisha, made the work. Just single-handedly did all the difficulties of the round by just baiting them in. NOCAP, they can't get distracted on side missions. It's all about the main quest. Step 1, get the wall. Step 2, clear Geisha on top floor. Step 3, go for execute. You see somebody roaming across the map, see a guy stuck in a corner, you can of course try and kill that person on the server, but don't get stuck chasing, running around, double joining, jumping in windows, and putting yourself in a bad position. Just look what you have. So I want to see them bring out some self-destruction, like the nades on Indy right now, on the sledge for example, the Ying, that's going to be the bomb side of the room clear early on. This is good, much better up in our lineup. The only worry is that this time there's no Maverick. So Mr. Punch is playing the Bandit. It's gonna trick the Geisha wall. Now you can rotate the Thatcher Thermite duo over there, but that's not gonna stop a Bandit trick. So because they don't have Maverick, I don't know if they can actually get through this. Okay. Oh. Well, now they definitely can't.
Attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Yeah, no thermite. No secondary hard breach and can openers. Nice aggression there from Mr. Punch, but it's punished. A little bit unnecessary. Oh, DCH, man. So, would have been an advantage here for NOCAP, but they've just thrown it away. If anything, when there's no hard breach on the board, that's when you want to play more passively.
Yeah.
A little bit of a blunder for NOCAP.
This could have been such a simple round for NOCAP. They can just force them to go into the setup that they, you know, they're setting up for defense. They can play vertically, they can hold things together, they got man advantage, they got everything going for them. Now, they've thrown that all away. Asia can be opened up, got top floor control, or they will at least in a moment here. NOCAP are forced to play horizontally by the bomb side, but guess what? It's exactly where NOCAP will be attacking from with the Ying. So no real counterplay for NOCAP anymore.
Scatman's very close to getting pressured here from delivery.
Oh yeah.
Candela goes out, forces him back. Aggressive swing now from Rhymes with Bark, but he loses his life to the little punch hole prone. Scatman, the little rat man, looking for another one, and he's got the side on lock. 3v2 now. Advantage, NOCAP. Knock. Try and say that 10 times fast. Trying to get back into this, but let's be real, it ain't happening. Z-Dux throws out a drone, immediately shot. He doesn't exactly know where Scatman is. As his last 2 knock players try and pair up together. Look to your left, buddy. Z-Dux finds his third. maybe there is a way back into it here for Knock Knock. Onigiri being peppered with bullets on site, but Mark has found his. Now it's a 1v2 for Zedox, and it's going to need to be an ace from this guy with 1 minute to work with.
They have Mark upstairs in the verticality, and he's got to hold on to it. He controls the bomb site,
Oh, no.
always sees the player, force the 1v1. Yep, there we go. The ace is possible now. It's a 1-on-1 with 45 left.
Plan's starting to go down. Does Mark have the information? He has the vertical angle. Easy clutch up for Mark. Well read and well prepped here with the holes in the floor. A little bit of a throwy round there from NOCAP, but they do end up locking in that 4-2 split. It was also desperately needed. And they maintain that momentum. Pengu, that is 4 rounds in a row for these guys. And if they can continue that momentum onto defense, then Knock Knock will not be looking pretty for very much longer.
The attack is so difficult in Skyscraper. I mean, NOCAP, they've had their individual heroics. Scatman, for example, he brought that one back. That was all his doing. No teammate, no strats, just like pure gun skill in 1v1 situations. And I feel like they almost have to rely on that same kind of performance on the attacking side, because it's only going to get more difficult to pick apart a defensive setup without map control, having to entry, drawing everything out correctly. NOCAP, they have 2 choices. Either they go for a very structured setup, where they get like the hard breaching and battery and piece and all these kinds of things, the smoke grenades, or they can kind of go for broke. You play very frag-oriented operators like soft destruction, Deimos, Okabe, maybe bring a shield into the mix, because yes, multi-blitz, they're banned, sure, but we've seen other regions bring out the fuse shield when that happens, and it still works the same as a blitz would. Yeah, you can extend like a multi, you can flash like a blitz, but you're still almost unkillable. So we can see NOCAP do some of these funky plays if they get too desperate for it. Spawn peek though.
Oh!
Good
Bang!
night.
Yeah, you could chuck a GN in chat after that one. Onigiri taken out very handily there with the boss G from Envy. Knock Knock. Nice way to kick off their half, hey? Man advantage. Are they going to play into it though? Are they going to fall back? This is a very roam-centric setup. Really does put some pressure on NOCAP. Previous playdays, Pengu, Onigiri's actually said in the interviews that one of the weaknesses of his team is that they have struggled to take ground. They have struggled to be fast on their attacks. And he took that upon himself. He said, guys, I'm going to be the one that's first in the building. I'm going to be one making these pushes, getting in fast. Yeah. And NOCAP are going to be lacking that this round.
Not just that, but the most difficult thing for NOCAP to deal with might be the mirror windows, and Onigiri was the one playing the Ash. You've lost your counter. Sure, you still have the Selma charge and the Ace, and you can still get stuff going, but generally speaking, this will slow them down. This mirror window in a bit of an odd position. It can be seen literally from the window rappel. One's trying to bait out a kill there.
Oh, no!
Great jump out.
Yeah. It's good. The trade comes through from the Claymore. But really, what Mr. Punch was hoping for was someone to play in that mirror window position and be shot from that window. Now Zedox is aware of it. The mirror gets popped. Zedox can fall back.
NOCAP is still missing that thing you spoke of earlier. They're missing somebody inside the building. There's no map control besides DCH downstairs. And yeah, you're a Deimos. You could go for a track, maybe a vertical kill. But nothing is stopping Knock Knock from simply running away from him. There's no cutoffs. They're playing T-window, Geisha window rappel. They're lacking map presence. They're forced to lock up a staircase, and guess what? Inverse on the board, leashing blue lines. That shouldn't be free.
About to see info on where the mirror is. Rhymes with Bark now contesting the back stairs here. Mark needs to win his fight. Mirror's in a very strong position, and Scatman's lost his life entering Geisha, which means it's just up to these two players trying to funnel the same position here at the bottom of back stairs. Not a lot to work with. Basically, the way back into this is to fish for some picks, but I don't think Knock Knock's going to give NOCAP an opportunity.
Certainly shouldn't, and they're playing smart right now. They're playing far back. They're waiting for NOCAP to make the first move because they got the numbers advantage. They're on the Fenrir mines, the traps, they're on the time, the crossfires. Look at this crossfire right here. He walks in this door, he shoots.
Oh no. Okay. Well, strange round. At least the trade comes through from DCH. Now it's a 1v2 with 11 seconds to play. He needs to bring out that rifle. Have enough bullets to finish off these last two players. There's info on Jittery. I don't think a wallbang is possible. And the diffuser's not going to go down. DCH is going to give up. Knock Knock find their first round of defense. NOCAP looking a little bit lackluster in their opening attack.
Start off with a Bosch T spawn peek, and you know it's gonna be a bit of a struggle fest on the attacking side. That is just like playing a ranked game, right? You make your strats, you do your attacker repicks, you drone the drone phase, you spawn in. Alright guys, let's do the drone clear. And our entry's dead. And it's also the edge to the mirror windows. It's our IGL on the front most likely who's gonna communicate what we're gonna be doing next. It's a struggle. It really, really is. It goes to show again why Skyscraper is so hard for every single team in the world to attack on. This is not like an APAC thing or EUNA. Every single region, most teams are just having such a hard time comfortably getting to the building and inside the building due to the natural structure of the map. Usually Muncie is the saving grace operator where, okay, we're struggling, pick the Muncie, walk on in, give us that comfortability. But Muncie gets banned by every single team these days, so that's not going to be possible. And the teams who before had to crouch on that operator, they can't any longer.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Yeah, no, it's a nice change to see no shields, but we do need to see a little bit more on the attack from both teams. NOCAP are the ones that we really have to look at now. Mr. Punch on that fuse. Funny, Mr. Punch has been far and away the top fragger this stage for NOCAP. It's, I don't know, he seems very quiet today. We haven't seen a lot from him, and now he's on the shield. It's funny that really these days Fuse is picked just for the shield, and like the chances that you're actually going to use his gadget are usually quite slim. However, with the castle pick and no denial on this wall, actually you are going to get a little bit of value out of it. I believe one FNAT Dreadmine from the Fenrir was just cleared.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Does give away your operator though. They didn't know there was a fuse available. Well, now they will be sure about it. The shield can do a lot of things, however. The entry and all the plan. There's some intel as well. Oh, that should have gotten the mirror window. Maybe.
Yeah, I thought the mirror window got counted, but yeah, it did indeed. There you go. I sympathize with our observer just then, by the way. It looked 100% like Envy was actually going to win that fight. Onigiri did not look ready for it, and yet absolutely slapped him. Roma down below. Zdox, he was caught on cam, and he still finds that pick onto Onigiri. DCH is not able to cut him off as of yet. NOCAP have to decide whether to go hunting or focus up on site.
Well, they're gonna pop this fuse and push it in, I think. It's not a single auto bar. Thing is, all these crossfires, if Fuse goes for this, it can be very dangerous. Could lose his life very quickly. They're gonna hold on for now. They're not quite ready. Waiting for the final call. They're strong on site to get the last bit of information before they make their move.
Oh, that's a critical kill. Here comes the cluster charge getting detonated, and a smoke to go out as well. Amidst the chaos, we might be able to see the plank go down. The fuse charge rather only detonates once. Here comes a flank now from B. He doesn't know where the plant is! Team kill! But plant denied. DCH now in a 1 versus 3. He's got some information, and there's the first kill. 2 more to find. Very winnable with 40 seconds to play. He's got a great read as well. Bit of damage onto Zdox as he hears the pitter-patter of the feet of the players above him. Flash. 1 remains. Needs to isolate both of these kills as 1 versus 1 fights.
Oh.
Dreadmine taken out. Hasn't been out a swing as of yet. Still a little bit more time to play with. But he doesn't know that the site itself is actually clear. Both of these defenders have fallen back. Decent read on where that first player is, but the swing from Zdox locks in that round. And NOCAP have tied up the scoreline. Knock Knock are looking very solid here.
It's a little bit dangerous. I mean, these attacks are not all that confident. I like the execute, right? The plant also almost goes down, but they lose players before they're ready. They get flanked downstairs. Bar gets one-tapped right before the smoke squad from the fuse. It looked good. In theory, I also think it was a pretty sound attempt, but execution in reality, small missteps. Overexposing yourself, getting shut down too early. NOCAP, this is your tertiary attack. This is where you have to win. Otherwise, you know, even arguing for overtime becomes difficult. You're losing the lead, but also Knock Knock, they get that full bombs of rotation. They go back to T, back to office where they struggled previously. And statistically, this is often where teams will find their attacking success. on their lineup, you gotta think about it quite thoroughly. You're seeing what the enemy's bringing. The Bandit. So you're thinking the Maverick. Scatman got that covered. That's good. He goes off of a Ying though. This could be dangerous. They only have the Ace, mind you. No Thatcher EMPs, just the Twitch drone. If Knock Knock wanna play around the Bandit trick, which they are by hiding the Bandit in that corner, they might lock NOCAP out of reaching that wall, which is funny because this is the exact same thing that NOCAP tried to do when they were defending, and now they're falling that same trap.
Yeah, I'm pretty scared, to be honest, Bengo. I feel like Knock Knock have shown us quite a bit on these defenses. For me, it really comes down to this map control and this entry, and Onigiri's the man who has to do it. He's just caught Z-Dux crossing the map, so he knows that Fenrir is on this roam. We need to see NOCAP get some drones ahead of Onigiri and start using that util. I want to see DCH going for some pings. I want to see NOCAP working together to clear this map.
By attackers.
I don't think they're actually going to enter, at least. I don't know where Onigiri is at the moment. He hasn't gotten in the building. He's on the far side, all the way. Okay, so he's tempted to try and move in from, what, Shrine perhaps? Just droning and getting a lot of information, but no one's entering on the back of it.
There might be a gap here. If his teammate can watch that drone for him, you can make a play on the Dragon window. They've somehow beat Geisha wall, by the way, with 2 Bandit charges left in the Bandit's pocket. I'm not sure how that's occurred. I guess he rotated elsewhere? Knock Knock maybe with a small misplay. NOCAP get Geisha control. Could be round over. You gotta win some gunfights first. Get out the top floor. A lot of drone work still happening. Especially with Mr. Punch playing the Twitch. He's clearing out all the util from the defenders. All Fenrir mines pretty much gone now. Quite limited. At least in the areas they're trying to enter from.
Attackers have dropped the
Yeah,
bomb.
clearing those Fenrir mines makes a huge difference, and so does finding the pick and killing the Fenrir himself. Any Fenrir mine that's active now, you clear. You won't be able to replace that charge with one of his other remaining ones. I don't know what Knock Knock are thinking right now, but they're starting to feel that pressure. They've lost a player, and they're thinning. They're having to make decisions. Where do we push? Rhymes with Buck here is just around the corner from this kill. He could find onto Onigiri. He checks the wrong angle, and he's been completely mistimed here. Onigiri's managed to get inside. Rhymes with Buck does find one, however. Still Knock Knock on the back foot, numbers disadvantage, and Rhymes with Buck is effectively trapped up here. At least he has Jittery to support him, but that leaves poor Envy all alone. No, all 3 of these players seemingly still on the top floor, and they find a pick as well. That opens the gates, though, for NOCAP to look to this execute on site. They seem completely unaware that it is indeed a site execute. NOCAP can confirm it, and all 3 Knock Knock players above. DCH covers as Rhymes with Buck looks for something, dropping from the hatch, but Jittery likely to meet the exact same fate, and indeed he does. All up to Envy now in this 1v3, and the Deimos tracker comes on through. DCH should be able to toy with him now. NOCAP somehow just ripped the rug right out from underneath Knock Knock. That bomb site was not secured at all.
I don't understand how that happened. Lack of verticality, nobody playing out of Geisha, they even had the mirror windows. That's Knock Knock having all the map control that they technically should care about and not playing correctly around it. Also a massive lack of information. Sure, the Twitch drone did a lot of work taking down a bunch of utility. If they were playing more information like a bulletproof camera or Valkyrie or something like that, whatever might be possible, they probably would have been cleared out as well. But that's why you have those pre-placed vertical holes in the floor to check all the common plant spots. The Ying wasn't even planting in the smoke. The smoke was at an angle to stop the defender on the hatch to see where the plant was going down. If there's a hole in the floor directly above, you can just look down, get the kill, shut it off, and then you regain map control basically as a defending team. It's very, very, very sloppy. I don't like seeing this Knock Knock. They were so solid earlier on, but on the tertiary bomb site, they did not play that smart.
That's right. Allowed NOCAP to find those gaps. Now, tactical timeout's been used by Knock Knock. Really sorely needed as well. As they go back to the primary bomb site. Now, if you remember, this was really kind of gifted to Knock Knock. NOCAP just overextended, had 2 players completely feed the start of this round. I really expect that NOCAP will reel it in a little bit more. I don't know why. I don't exactly know what the intention is here for NOCAP, if they want to go for something more direct like we ended up seeing that round. Because these roam clears actually haven't been that pristine for them.
They haven't been, no. And Onigiri, I mean, I want to see this man get a bit more activated on the attacking side. I thought last round he was in a great position. Dragon window, holding the door towards T, and just get his hipfire annihilated basically by even shooting back towards him. He's playing Ash every single round. Jittery playing Mirror every single round, pretty much, or at least Knock Knock as a team they are. So it's more important than ever for Nigiri to, yeah, okay, get map control, that's your responsibility, sure. But also, we gotta see those Ash breaching charges go off before he dies. He has a job still to accomplish with utility. He's the one counter for the mirror windows that's not a hard destructing operator.
Well, it does seem like it's going to be a clear, which means it is going to come down to Onigiri to be that man to enter the building. Not sure exactly where he's going to start from, if he's going to enter from Shrine. Okay, so he's rappelling onto this balcony, likely to enter office or samurai window. He's immediately jumped into a goo mine, and he's got some support from DCH as well. This is what I want to see. These players move in together and start clearing this map. Already, Knock Knock have forfeited a lot of control. But that deadly Boss G that was what met Onigiri the last time we saw this bomb site picked, that's going to be deadly.
Gotta be careful. You're thinking, I'm safe here. Then it goes, oh no, I'm in danger. One tap, might be injured or even dead in the server. Timers, oh there we go, we see an injury from DCH, it's a Boss G. One bullet, all you need. Should be fine to go for a revive though, but it does slow things down for NOCAP on the attack.
Oh wow. But good shot there from Envy, looking for more. Injure but no kill confirmed. Is he going to get revived? It looks like he will.
Got time. Didn't see the cross action.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. DCH is very low now.
The good thing about being 20 HP is that now you'll die to a Boss G bullet, but it's like less valuable because you don't have that much health to work with. So if anything, DCH should be swinging Envy now.
Yeah. Very true. Another gnarly angle here for the Boss G to play. We see drum control, we see dragon control established here by NOCAP. Meanwhile, it looks like, I mean, all of NOCAP is seemingly going from the same direction. Onigiri getting very close to this mirror window. A flash goes in. Envy's about to be under the pump with this crossfire established. Onigiri, though, walking into a cross. Sees him for a second. There's also a player here in Geisha who can crossfire Zedux. He can go for a flank. Mr. Punch finally finishes off Envy, but Zedux from Geisha finds his. And a second one as well on the DCH. Plant going down now for Mark, and it's up to Mr. Punch to cover it. The C4 not shot out of midair. And the immediate swing from Jittery for a double. Massive round from Knock Knock, and NOCAP are being pushed to their limits. On the back of the tactical timeout, the score rather, is tied.
I'm loving the Boss G. I'm loving the aggression from Envy because he is single-handedly being like that a wall in the middle of the map that NOCAP can't quite break through. They can't destroy it. It's Envy falling back that actually allows NOCAP to take drum control. They didn't take the control themselves. Envy allowed them to go there because he stopped fighting them. He found an injure and a kill and almost found another as well. That's 3 bullets with insane amount of value from the Boss G. NOCAP, they finally make it to the bomb site with a decent amount of players alive. They don't manage to get down that diffuser. Tried for it, that final C4 was tossed out at the same time as the swing came through. Knock Knock is the dangerous part.
Yeah.
They only lost tertiary bomb site, which means that full bomb site rotation, they go primary, they get the dot, they go secondary. If they win here, they're at the very least guaranteed overtime.
5 seconds
Yeah.
left.
There is a chance that Knock Knock can actually jump over... Oh, sorry, no, never mind. They're already above the seed, so... Yeah. Look, even if they get points out of this game, they're not going to change on the standings, but it would be a pretty big confidence booster. And huge bragging rights as well to take out a team like NOCAP. Or just steal points away from them. I mean, there is a chance that we see later today Direwolves could potentially reach NOCAP's current 11 points if they win their match later today. So NOCAP getting points here guarantees that they will hold on to this current place.
Watching here, seeing what the what's on the agenda. We see the fuse once again, and you can't really do the same thing in my mind if you're gonna bring out the fuse. So you fuse the castle barricade and the single walls, but if they want to go for that same take, you fuse the single wall, you smoke the side, you push on in, it shouldn't work the second time around because it worked the first time because it's that surprise play. Wow, what's happening? Now the defenders will know. Knock Knock also, they got the Solus this time. You can see the plant is going down. But look at this, they got the call.
No!
What?
How do you lose that fight, DCH? Oh, Zdox is having quite a game. Look at that, Pengu.
You jinxed
14 kills. I did. Top fragger in the server. He absolutely destroys DCH, and that is a critical problem now for NOCAP, as the fuse charge really doesn't achieve much. It's immediately shot before it manages to detonate more than once. Another fuse charge meets the same fate and doesn't really achieve very much. Breach to come out from the ace, but finally a kill here for the attack as Onigiri finds his long angle. But meanwhile, Zdox is continually being a bit of a thorn, jumping out Shrine, hasn't found anything yet. But I don't think Knock Knock really have a way into it yet.
Hunting. There's a C4 though.
Oh, here it comes. C4 goes out, but that's surely going to miss. Mr. Punch can continue sticking it. And with that, the plan has been confirmed. Now things flip on their heads again, and it's up to NOCAP to go for this retake. Numbers advantage for the defense, and health advantage too. Mr. Punch already lit here on this shield. He's got two players peeking him. He can knock one back, and Onigiri to cover. Big round from him. This is exactly what we needed for NOCAP to come back to life. Another entry from the shield. Huge round from Mr. Punch and Onigiri, as NOCAP finally get the match point they've been searching for.
That was actually a pretty good take. It's very simple, and it could have, fallen apart if that C4 hit its mark, but the single C4 player, the Mirror, wasn't in the right position to get an easy C4 toss onto the plant position. And not only that, but I don't think Knock Knock knew exactly where the plant was going down. I'm not sure. Yeah, they had the Solus still, actually, so I'm not sure why they wouldn't. Mispositioned, mistiming, too far away. Not entirely certain. Also, they had the Warden, but he was also roaming. He could have seen through the smoke. Onigiri with great cover. Plant goes down. That is that. Once you get that successfully done, post-plant's win rate for the attackers is a good 85% across every map in the game. It is such an unwinnable position, or unlosable rather. They should do a bit of trolling. Look at the lineup now. Big change up from Knock Knock. Oh, they're planting, they're playing smoke grenades, let's play the Maestro, the Wamai, the Melusi. Let's slow things down here. The walls now will be not easy to open, no bandit, no mute. So those bare windows, they gotta really put in the work.
Yeah, it's pretty ballsy here from Knock Knock there, Pengu, to go straight back to that bomb site that they just lost. But I think they're thinking, okay, well, we know exactly how Knock Knock are going to attack this, so let's just hard counter it. But guess what? Knock Knock have no obligation to attack that the exact same way. We're not going to see the fuse. We see Mr. Punch switch over onto the Flores, which could counter the Evil Eyes, depending on how well they're being protected at the moment. And like you said, no hard breach denial. Easy wall open for Mark. Very fast, straight out of the gate for NOCAP.
Good read. They're not gonna bother droning and tricking and looking and vertical destruction. No, just send it. Save those ass charges. They got the Grim Capital. If they can get to where they want to be in the server, they can absolutely go for a plant. The question is, what about the roam game? We're seeing Knock Knock being very active on the extension, breaking down walls, retaking control. Zdox is there, as is Envy. NOCAP have not entered the building just yet. They're still in their exploration phase. Figuring out, okay, what's the approach gonna be? Easy H stuff from outside. He finds 2 picks.
Almost a third as well, and there it comes from Onigiri. Envy's down, and this game is pretty much over. I was gonna say that Zdox has to be the shining light here, but he's been taken down, and every single player from NOCAP exposes themselves. It's an easy lock-in. Knock Knock have been knocked out of the league. NOCAP take a win. It took them a hot minute to get it done, but a 7-5 victory gets them all 3 points. And a sigh of relief as they find a big win moving into playoffs.
Where was that performance earlier? On defense, playing together on the first couple of attacker rounds. Also, again, with the coordination, it just wasn't there. It's almost like, guys, it's enough. We've been there for long enough. We've shown enough strats. Let's just win it outright here. Get 3, 4, 5 kills in there. Very, very quick fashion, and they take the victory.
Yeah, they do. And does this change the conversation for NoCap? Perhaps the only teams that they lost to all stage long were the top two of Bleed and Elevate. So maybe they are potentially looking like one of the best teams in the league. Of course, playoffs still to come with the BO3 starting tomorrow, but we'll toss it back to the guys on the desk.
I guess we could probably spin a yarn here. A game that probably should have ended much sooner, Michael. It has not done so. You've got to give props where props are due. That is a really great performance from Knock Knock. Whether you want to lean into the no-cap not playing up to the mark category or not, I don't care. I think that this is a good game from Knock.
Yeah, absolutely. Knock Knock coming out of the gates strong with 2 attacking round wins. It's actually relatively infrequent that you will see, especially an underdog team, win attacking rounds in the first rotation. So to get out of the gate like that was really strong. But then who else but Onigiri to really bring the team back to where they should have been in this matchup. He had 3 opening kills in a row in that first half, and they were able to roll that momentum into the second half and eventually etch their way through. Obviously, it was quite close in the end, but able to get that result across the line. As I was saying to you guys, though, in the green room, this match had pretty much 0 impact in terms of standings and playoffs. So it's really just a gauge as to how they're playing at the moment. So do we take away from this that maybe NoCap are a little weak because of this result? I don't really think so. It's just a best of one, and as mentioned, the impact was very minimal. So for Onigiri to have a good game and the rest of the team to follow suit and get the result across the line is a positive, and I'm sure heading into playoffs they continue to be a bit of a dark horse threat.
I value your opinion, Michael, but it's never quite on point when we come to the standards of Jake, Xenox, and Diddy. What are your thoughts on the match, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I actually agree with Michael wholeheartedly. I think when you have already a set result that you're locked into that third place and you don't really have a whole lot to gain for, essentially going all out and, throwing everything at it, strap book, and, that super try hard feeling that you get when you're kind of playing playoffs and you're trying to qualify for something. So I don't think that this result changes too much in my mind, but it does feel like in terms of an individual performance for Onigiri to go out and perform the way he did in this game, that must feel good then going into playoffs. So I think that that's something you can kind of take away is maybe some of the individual aspects.
Well, we can speak to him and hear from the horse's mouth. Of course, I'm not calling him a horse. He's a goat, if anything. Onigiri,
Hello,
welcome.
sir. Hello, sir.
Welcome. Look, we've been saying all stage. Well, it's not we. You have been saying all stage. You found it hard to get out of the gates. Like you haven't been performing quite to your standard. Today, 15-8. 5-2 on entry. I mean, this is the performance we've been waiting for. How does it feel?
It's good, I guess, but I don't know. I don't want to be like overconfident and like feeling cocky about like my performance today. I don't want to be dusty, but like they're not that top team. You know what? Like I don't know how to describe it, but like they're just aggressive and swing. And somehow, like we didn't expect that day to be aggressive, but I guess it's the last play day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's a bumpy game. I say that. I know that we lost some round with some goofy mistake like team Q and things, but we managed to win. So I take the win.
I just want to ask about you personally, Onigiri. You mentioned a couple of weeks ago that you felt like you weren't being aggressive enough, you weren't getting in the building enough and making plays. Obviously tonight, and I think over the last couple of play days, that has improved. Going into playoffs, is it more so just trying to do the same? Are you going to try and be more aggressive, less aggressive? Are you even thinking about that yet? Obviously you don't know who you're playing, but
like me personally, I feel like I haven't like find my flow or like my position or like the way this meta is completely changed. As you can see, like it's more about the shields and things. But yeah, so we scream a lot, and then I think I found my like play style or the way I coordinate and play with the team. So I'm pretty confident right now, and it depends on the enemy team. Also, it's not about aggressiveness; it's all about like map control and things. And at the end of the day, it's also a teamwork because we play as a team. So I don't know. We'll see in the playoff.
Oni, obviously, I know that you got to play the quarterfinal first. Elevate is going to be the side of the bracket that you are on. Do you feel like you match up well against them, though, and that maybe there is a pretty solid pathway to the grand final? Everyone knows in this region, Bleed at the moment are the top dogs, and they're going to be hard to beat. You don't have to play them until potentially a grand final. Does that give the team some confidence, moving forward into the playoffs?
We are pretty confident. I have to say that after we lost to Bleed, it's like how do I say this? It's like a post-nut clarity, I guess.
I was expecting you to say wake-up call, and you've just gone straight for the post-nut clarity. You can't say that. Jeez,
oh, so sorry. I just my pass. I'm sorry. I know it's a family-friendly stream, but yeah. After we lost to Bleed, then we realized like we studied them very hard, and then we realized like what's the main point of playing this meta and on this season. So yeah, we're trying to get to that level. Like I said, we have to improve, keep improving. I think we found our mistake, and we have to be prepared. And I think we are pretty prepared for the playoff. I'm pretty ready for any team.
Onigiri, I can't tell you how much I love you, mate. You bring a smile to my face every day I get to talk to you. I feel so privileged to have you here. Look, obviously heading into the playoffs, anything can happen. It's best of threes. Things get shaken up, but we'll leave it here, my friend. Do you have anything you'd like to say that's family friendly?
Thank you, NOCAP fan and everyone, like for this amazing tournament. We will try our best for sure for the major, and I hope that we not fumble at the start. Then I hope y'all have a good day.
Thank you very much, sir. We'll speak to you soon.
Thank you, sir. You have a good day.
You tight like that with him, are you, Jake? Oni, hey, Oni, just real quick, Oni. If anyone saw me and Michael giggle at the very start of Xenox's chat, that was what it was. We
and then we had a real reason to laugh. I mean, that was an all-time call from Onigiri. My God,
Mate,
that is a
I don't think anyone was expecting that.
I have been on broadcast for nearly 8 years now, and I have never heard someone use that reference. I absolutely love the man. It's good to see him back, Jake. Whatever clarity you want to call it, he's definitely got it heading into playoffs.
No, look, words of wisdom really from Onigiri. I don't think anyone can dispute that. It's just a matter of time and a place, time and a place. What's interesting about this game, as much as it was a trouble, for NOCAP, they actually won in areas that they don't typically win, Rob. So the entry, it was actually something that was quite fascinating to look at. And the main reason why I looked at it was because Guz brought it up. The fact that Onigiri at one point got 3 in a row. He had 5 overall. Big numbers. They actually bottom 2 for entries this stage. The only team that was worse for them actually was Knock Knock. So they actually got something out of themselves that they haven't really been performing too well. And on the flip side, they actually did something well in the second half that they've been doing very well this stage, which is actually get the plant down. They're top 2 for that in this stage. So again, 2 plants from, I think it was like 3 or 4 opportunities. So, I think that for NOCAP, they can take some good positives away from this game despite the scoreline. I know that you can kind of look at and say, well, it's Knock Knock, but Knock Knock played well. And we know that they have that within them at times, Hasib, as well. You can't just treat them as, this kind of team that's just not capable. If they have a good night, hit some good shots, win a couple of rounds, and certainly on a, map like Skyscraper, you come out of the gates, win the first 2 attacking rounds, anything can happen. So NOCAP, to their credit, found ways to win that they don't usually win.
No, and I guess that's mainly the takeaways that you want to try and find, because obviously these teams, it's only getting more competitive in this region, and they're going to need to find their way into playoffs and finding a way to potentially be in the conversation for international events. It's going to take some time, but who knows, they may be able to make it. Direwolves have a very tough task ahead. Elevate are on somewhat of a run and a tear in the Asia League. Don't go anywhere. Back after this.